Welcome everyone to our Posh podcast. I'm your host Gabrielle, and I'm here with my daughter Marcella.
Hello.
My son Gino.
I'm back.
He's a regular now. And my adopted son,
Your other son.
Bernie.
Right.
Your Puerto Rican son.
That's right. That's
And
right.
DJ Spider.
Hello.
I didn't get my allowance, Mom.
We're going to move right into this very interesting topic we're going to talk about today. And the topic is my 600-pound life.
Oh my gosh, this
Won
is
the
gonna be
show.
awesome.
Okay. That's a good pick. Good pick.
So,
Well, the funniest part is I mentioned this because I watch it.
I've never watched it.
And I'm very fascinated by food stuff. And Gino happened to see it and like freaked out. And I was like, well, Gino's coming on the show, so let's do that. Well, she was funny because she was texting me. She goes, oh my God, this is like a lot of information. I thought it was just one show. I was like, no, it's like a series.
We were on a trip and Patrick had it on and I saw it and I got like, I don't even know. I couldn't stop watching. It was the craziest thing ever. And when I knew Gino was coming on the show, I said to Marcella, what should we do like that for the first show? And she goes, he freaked out over my 600-pound life.
Freaked out
Why?
watching it.
Why was that?
I could not believe what I was seeing. I didn't know people could live like that.
I've seen like the hoarders one where I thought the same thing.
Same.
I was like, that's insane. People live like that, but it's supposed to be like apparently it's a real sickness.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's
So-
writing hoarders.
We're going to do a show on that.
That's right.
So, when I watched it, I thought this was a one time, one story. I got like really, I wanted to know how it continued. And
Is it
did
one
she really,
person that they keep a series
well,
on, or is
so
it
I
multiple?
started researching
Multiple.
it, and then I'm like, oh, what the heck? There's so many. There is so many of them. This is ongoing. This is seasons after seasons after seasons.
That's
and
crazy.
so I was like, wow, this was really interesting to me. And then I don't know if anyone, I still haven't told my mafia story, but one day I will. But my husband's best friend,
My godfather.
Marcella's godfather, actually weighed over 600 pounds at one point. And
Besides being a big guy, was he a tall guy? Big, like
both.
just
And
really-
it was very interesting because he was so big. His body was super big, but
Yeah.
his face was like very handsome. You wouldn't know. Like if you just saw his face, you would not know. how
Like
big
most
he
dating
was.
profiles, just the.
Yeah, and you only get that square.
And my mom and my best friend from Austria, when they came for Marcella's christening, because he is her godfather, and he was such a, he was such a powerful guy. He, at the time, lived in Oklahoma.
Is he still alive today?
He's not alive today. But at the time, he lived in Oklahoma, and he was in a witness protection program at the time.
Wow.
So he,
Yeah, he was part of the mob stuff with my dad.
he was major mob.
Wow.
And so he, at the time, because he was such a big personality, not just the weight, but such a big personality, he was best friend with the mayor.
So I have the key to the city of Oklahoma.
Serious?
Not Oklahoma.
I thought it
It's
was.
like there's a. I'm thinking about the city that you have
It
the
said
key
it
of.
on the thing.
It's not the city of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's
It's Edmond.
state.
I think it's Edmond.
Edmund?
I think so. I
Wow.
think she has the
We'll have
key
the
to the city.
Plaque with the key on
No
it.
kidding.
So the mayor
That's
came
crazy.
through. Yeah, because it's all mob connected. So then you have all the connection with the police,
Edmund
head
has
of
a
chief,
ton of
and all
money
that
out
kind
there.
of
Isn't
stuff.
that like
Oh,
a
yeah.
really wealthy
Yes,
city?
very.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So, and my ex-husband actually, he always made his, like, when you weigh over 600 pounds, people, they look at you, they whisper, they do
Yeah,
all
of
this kind of
course.
stuff. I just told Gino about this the other day because my ex-husband, he made everything funny. So instead of keeping it quiet and people whispering about it, he would go in a room and he'd go, oh yes, my buddy, he's so big. Isn't he big? He's huge, right? And when he needed an extra belt, because he needed an extra belt to fly on the airplane, my ex-husband get on the plane and makes
An
it
extra
big and
belt?
yeah, you have to get an extra belt. That a normal
Couldn't
belt
even
doesn't
fit in the
you.
bathroom.
Wait, sorry, what?
An extra
It's an
seat belt
extension.
Oh,
on the.
I was thrown off for a
plane.
second. I thought it meant like an extra belt, but
Oh,
extra
I
section.
see.
It's an
seatbelt.
extension.
Wow.
Yeah,
on the
because-
airplane.
I didn't think about that.
So my
So
cousin,
how would you have to buy 2 seats?
yes,
Wow.
we have to pay for 2 tickets.
Okay.
And then my ex-husband would announce the whole plane for people not to get nervous, because if he has to go to the bathroom, he'll help him, and he probably have to take the door off, but for people not to get nervous. It was
Were
his
they best friends?
best friends
that's
in the
funny.
whole entire world. It was insane.
Wow.
So I have some experience with it, and my mom and my best friend, who is also her godmother, came from Austria, and we were sitting in their house, and I'm not thinking anything. All of a sudden, my mom goes, "Yeah, we're thinking right now. We're talking about it, and we're wondering, how does he have sex with all this stuff going on?"
Man, that would be.
I think
crazy.
about that every time.
Every time you're having
Think
sex,
about-
you think about how they. Great.
No, but every time I watch it, I'm like, first of all, do they even see it anymore? Like, can they even see it? They're private. Like, I mean,
Like,
like
I
600
know-
pounds is big.
I know for a
That's crazy.
fact that he had to sit down and pee, because otherwise he couldn't get to it.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Well, if you watch the show, you can see. I mean, they
I'm
can't.
so watching the show.
I mean, they
tonight.
can barely. It depends on their weight and how they are, where it is.
Once you're
displaced.
once you're 600 plus pounds, it doesn't matter about your
No,
weight.
but I'm saying, like, some of them can't walk. I mean, some
Ah.
of them have to only sponge bath. And imagine what it smells like in, like, the crevices of those rolls.
So no, man. Oh, I had a Sharpay once. And now you just brought that
I
back
thought you
to
said
memory.
you had a sharp pain.
I have that does create a sharp pain. I had a Sharpay the wrinkled dogs years ago. Y'all thought I had a sharp
A
pain?
sharp pain because I said that.
That would have a sharp pain if one of those people sat down on it. But no, I can't imagine like
'Cause
how
His rolls smelled, right?
unclean. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be horrible. That's
Gino, he can't even speak.
That's a lot.
It's a
That is a
lot of
lot.
weight. Like, I mean, think about how much you weigh. That's like 3 of you or like
no, but
4 of
you
you.
got. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine 2 more of me. That's big.
And they have to be tired. Like, that's a lot to carry around. Your feet,
The joints have
your
got to
joints.
hurt. Yeah, and a lot of these guys, those 600. I mean, once you get past 300, 400 pounds, you become higher risk of being diabetic and whatnot. And so
Yeah.
That was the craziest part about him. He was so healthy. He looked like his face
there's
was
zero
so-
truth to what you just said.
I swear.
cannot believe a 600-pound person is
swear.
healthy.
He was healthy. He
His
was
ear was the only thing healthy on a 600-pound.
No, he was healthy. It was
How?
crazy. I don't know.
Here's-
Even how he looked, his face, like he doesn't look like any of these other people. It was weird.
That's crazy.
He
It
was
was
also
just-
married to 3 women at the same time.
What?
Yeah, we'll go into that story later. But
So
we're
he's
going
a
to talk about this right now.
stud? Is that right? 3 women? But
Yeah.
then again, isn't it different though? I'm making a pure assumption that as powerful as he is, you can pull that stuff off and you have that kind of power, right? And probably the women. I'm sure the women had to have known. Maybe?
They would change pictures in the house. He had a team that would come in and
Really?
They had a
rearrange the
vacation home in Boca Raton in Florida.
Yeah, that kind of money, that kind of power. Oh,
Yeah.
it's different. It's like
Yeah.
an A-list celebrity.
Like
All the-
an A-list celebrity, literally
crazy.
the same thing.
That's
yeah, the
unreal.
mob story day will be really fun, or days.
I can't
Yeah,
wait
it's
to-
gonna be
I
more than
cannot wait to
one.
hear these. That'll
Yeah,
be
it's just
legit.
a lot of going through stuff for her.
Yeah, I'm actually like, we just found a lot more stuff the other day, so I have to go organize it
Do
all.
you go looking for? So you just when researching, you found a bunch of more stuff.
No, just all of our stuff, like
boxes of
boxes
Marcella.
of
Oh,
our
wow.
stuff. Yeah, that because my dad is in like a book, like by some Michael Francese or whatever, Quitting the Mob. My dad's in that book, or there's just so many things that
Wow.
are. I think she just wants to tell it the right way, like when we talk about it, because we grew up thinking our life was normal, but it really was not at the time.
Aren't
You know,
you
you don't
glad
know
though?
better.
I mean, aren't you glad though that you grew up with it being normal instead of thinking you had this weird
Well,
life that was?
they didn't. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So that's why they grew up normal. They grew up. I mean, I was living in this mansion, like stay-at-home mom. My husband was gone to Brussels for import-export. I didn't know.
I
mean,
can't
had
wait to
no
hear
idea.
about this because in my mind, I know about this before. I obviously, you guys got divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would be just petrified to divorce someone that was in the mob. like, you know, I can only think of like Casino, like movie Casino, and I mean, it's Casino is apparently a true story. It changed the characters, but I mean, that's what I'm thinking, because there was a part at the very end where Robert De Niro told, no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of a different movie, but there's Casino, and there was one with there's another gangster movie, I forgot the name of it.
Don't think about it. Coming to you.
God. Ray Liotta's in it. It's.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I don't.
Anyways, Ray Liotta's wife.
Goodfellas?
Goodfellas. That's what it is. We're at the very towards the end where everything's falling apart, and Ray Liotta's wife is going to Robert De Niro, his character, and talk about how Ray Liotta is falling off the wagon, he's this and that. And he's like, they have this conversation. Then he tells her to go, hey, go. I have some dresses in this building over there. Go over to it. And it's this like abandoned building. And she walks outside of it, and there's some guys there. And I'm just thinking, like, she's literally about to get killed, and then she takes off. But that's the part that I cannot wait to hear this whole story, because I'm sure it's got to be the most entertaining of all the podcasts you've ever done.
Probably.
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I went on my tangent. It's a side note from 600-pound version.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we all did. But I mean, it's a real thing. I mean, Larry was a big part of our life. I mean, he's my daughter's godfather, and for many, many years. I mean, I'm still close, very, very close with one of his daughters. We talk all the time. I want her to come on the podcast too. So,
I don't want to keep going because I have these mob questions. So are there still people that are connected in there that you're still associated with friends-wise and all that? Or
well, a lot of them have passed. Like, well, we told this a while ago after she had a trip to LA to see one of her friends. But like my dad's hitman, whatever, has passed. But she's friends with his wife. Yeah. That's
a story all in itself. That's going to be a badass story.
He was Bane from Batman. His name is Jeep Swenson. He was a wrestler. And he was kidding. My dad's best friend and huge, like 300-pound like muscle guy. But and he's Bane in Batman. But he was my dad's hitman, and they talked about it like in LA. So it was just weird. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's crazy for me because I'm still finding out things sometimes today that I didn't know. I was very naive, but now I know everything. So.
If I knew I had someone who can go kill people for me, oh my God. Right. A lot of people that you guys heard of that are no longer here. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding at all. Wow. All right. Back to 600-pound people.
Insane. 600-pound people. That, I mean, I was kind of like, when I researched about it, literally thought it was one person. This has been 7 seasons. There's 70 episodes, which is
70 different 600-pound people.
Yes, which is insane to me. Like, I looked at this and I'm going, wait, there's all these names. What do you mean? That this is, everybody weighs that much? I didn't know. Look, when you see it, it kind of puts a whole,
all the names,
like, different spin on it, doesn't it?
What was that TV show? The Biggest Loser, that was?
Yes.
So I've heard that a lot of those, and I'm making a pure guess, but I've heard that a lot of those people will lose weight and they put it right back on.
Yeah. Well, I read a friend of mine from school, elementary school, growing up. We follow each other on social media. She is very proud to be a heavier woman. She talks about it a lot. She was talking about how The Biggest Loser, actually they give them like diet pills, and it's like such an unhealthy.
Really?
Yeah, she said it's really, really bad, and she's so sad that they're bringing it back because all those people ended up actually getting sicker or having massive, massive problems from The Biggest Loser. Yeah.
Wow.
Which I don't know any of that is true, but that's just what was said.
Well, this my 600-pound life, I was actually surprised of how many people actually did lose weight. I was, and have still like kept it off. So.
Well, they have surgery.
Yeah, a lot of them take it down to a certain weight, and then they do lap band surgery.
So they see that same doctor. I think it's in Houston. They see him every time, and he will not let them have surgery until they get to a certain weight. So you kind of watch their journey.
Which is good.
So why don't
and a lot of mental health issues come up, like when you watch it, because obviously there's something. They have a very unhealthy relationship with food.
So I have one of my best friends in the world. She was a little over 200 pounds, like 210, 220. And she did this dramatic weight loss. And now she's like big in fitness. I mean, she went from like 220 to, I'll show you a picture of her, to like 125, 130. And she's in amazing shape. She'd be cool to have on here. Talk
Let's
about
That'd be
have her
so
on.
cool, especially since we're doing
badass.
this.
Yeah, she's super badass.
When it kind of shows that anybody can do it, I think when you get to a point, you almost feel like out of control. Like, how am I ever going to lose this? And then,
So this is so this is her now. And so that's her right now.
Yeah.
And this is her. Like, it's a like
Can
super.
you show the camera?
Yeah, sorry, right here. Her name is Taylor Moore. It's Tay_E_Moore MOORE. If anyone wants to look her up,
She's going to get like a bunch of followers.
she's
Like, what the hell?
badass. She's my best friend in the world. Check out this picture of her before. Her before picture will make you. It's legit. Hold on. I gotta. No, that's not a fair one. I want to show you one that
A
really
good one?
shows. Yeah, check it out.
Oh, wait, I have to see closer.
That's before and her now.
Dang.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy? And
Let me see
she's
it. Good for
gorgeous.
her.
She's one of the coolest nerd. She's the biggest nerd in the world.
Good for her.
So right now, she's my best friend in the world. She's just unbelievable. So she's a self-proclaimed nerd, and she is every bit of it. But she's like sleeved up, super cool. Like right now, one of her sleeves that she's doing is like of Star Wars.
We
Like,
should definitely have her on.
she's super cool.
That'd
you
be
guys,
awesome.
Yeah, you guys would love her. She's legit.
So you want to read this whole thing?
Well, just read what my 600-pound life is all about. Like the TV show, who has not heard of it? Like
My 600-Pound Life is a reality television series that has aired on TLC network since 2012. Each episode follows a year in the life of a morbidly obese individuals who begin the episode weighing at least 600 pounds and documents their attempts to reduce their weight to a healthy level. Update episodes called Where Are They Now feature one or more previous patients picking up a year or after their original episodes air. Patients are placed under the care of Iranian-American Houston surgeon, I'm not even going to try to say his name, simply as Dr. Now, who first has them attempt losing weight on their own by following a strict diet, and then, depending on the patient's progress, may offer gastric bypass surgery or sleeve gastrectomy to further assist in weight loss. So
I think you definitely need to take it down a certain weight.
they said
before
it's
you do
really
that.
scary, like to go under if like your heart and stuff if you weigh 600 pounds. So you can't just like somebody who's that heavy can't think that they can just go in and be like, oh, make my stomach
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah. It's important that you naturally drop some of that weight. So you're
Like when you watch the show, it is incredible. What the one I watched, I was like, my gosh, you can barely walk, and I just was so taken in. Like and back then I didn't know there was more. I kind of want to watch all of it because it's interesting. Also,
I've never watched it. I want to watch it.
You
how
need to watch it.
It's a really
some
good
of
show.
some of the husbands are super supportive, wives or not. So you can see the total difference. It's incredible.
Have you seen? It's so weird, and I think this is a true like disorder. There are some people out there who try to make themselves fatter. Have you seen that?
Never,
No.
heard,
I
never
have-
heard of
I have
it.
a student.
That's
Wants to be fat?
Yeah.
That-
Every
yeah,
day he says
that-
he wants diabetes.
What?
Yeah.
How old is
now that's
the
a
kid?
stupid student. He's just talking shit.
How old is he?
But he
10 years old, 11
Well,
years
that's
old.
a problem that needs to talk
And
to
he
parents.
says that?
He doesn't know what that means. That's why.
Not at all, not at
Every
all.
day he's got candy bars in his
how does
pocket.
this, so? I mean, what's crazy is the parents who don't stop that stuff.
So
What do you say when he says that?
He's not allowed to have it on the court, but there'll be times he's playing and he'll go play at a point and I see Skittles fall in the court out of his pocket.
So crazy.
He has to go to the bathroom, and I mean, I can't tell him, no, you can't go to the bathroom, but he's already told me previously he's got a locker in the member room filled with candy and stashed and everything.
Is he a
so-
bigger kid?
Yeah, he's bigger. He's very tall for his age, but he's also very big for his age. So he
Yeah.
says he wants diabetes. He says
he
it.
doesn't know what that
He
means.
doesn't even know what that means.
That's
He doesn't know what
the
it
sad
means,
thing.
but he's working on it. He doesn't like to work out, but his parents make him go to tennis every day. So
Well, hopefully
So-
we'll sweat some of it out this summer.
I don't know if anybody has seen Fed Up on Netflix, but I
Nah.
just watched it and it freaked me out. Like the massive amount of obese children we have in this country,
Yeah.
and that in 1980s, the diabetes with kids was 0, and at this point where we are now, it's 15,000 something, like a
Wow.
crazy jump in such a short time. And that obesity is new. Like that's not something that was a long. I would recommend watching Fed Up for anybody who's not seen it, or they don't understand this, like the fat-free thing, reduced fat thing, that it's all full of sugar, and that these kids are, I mean, there is a 12-year-old who is 300 pounds. That's like, so these people that are,
really?
Yeah, it's a really interesting documentary. And I was like, I don't understand why parents don't pack their kids food for school. Like, these kids are eating. They said that pizza got passed to stay in school because tomato paste counted as a vegetable. So pizza is
so
actually
much sugar in tomato paste. And
so
like that.
pizza is actually considered their vegetable in schools for lunch.
Wow.
So
I'm not kidding. So these people, like my 600-pound life people, they weren't skinny people to begin with. I think it's a parenting thing. I think it's when they were kids. They were probably heavy.
They were skinny. Or what do you mean?
No, I think as children, they said that they're heavier babies now than ever before. Like, overweight babies.
But the thing also is, inside of food, people are way more conscientious of food. I mean, there's a lot more plant-based food and vegan. It's a big movement. But I agree with you 100%. There's so much sugar, like hidden calories and hidden sugars inside of food, even though it's fat-free and blah, blah, blah. There's still a lot of processed crap in there. But I will say, in defense, sometimes, I don't want to be the super strict parent. And so sometimes I will give my son kind of junk food as his lunch. I'll do it every time.
But we got that too.
But I do. I see these parents who that kids that eat every day at lunch, and it's okay. Sometimes it makes sense, but man, it's just crazy to see these obese kids. 300 pounds is insane.
I felt sad for these kids.
You have to put your foot down. Like, my kids always wanted Lunchables, but I didn't buy them. Like, they want that stuff, but I don't buy it. I mean, every once in a while, yes, but not like every single day.
Well, I mean, we got soda and stuff when it was like a special occasion. Or, okay, we're at a restaurant, you can have Sprite, whatever.
But I would never buy it.
Yeah, it was in moderation, so we got to have it, but not. And you have to watch the show. It's very interesting.
I'm totally gonna check it out. That's crazy.
Like in cereal, I'm not as good with my third one as I was with them. But when you wanted cereal,
it's kind of hard to though.
They had to have oatmeal in it, so I would always try to you have something bad, but now you have to have always fruits and vegetables in every meal. Like, I'm big about it.
But a lot of people are
crazy,
very clueless. They think that they're doing better. Like, when you watch the show, it's very sad because these parents are like trying to help their kids lose weight, and they're like, "See, I got these reduced fat wheat thins," and I'm like, "That's so bad. That is so bad." Or I got this cereal for them, and you're like, "No, this cereal is so bad." Like, and these kids are like, "I don't understand why I can't lose weight," and you're like, "Oh, it's sad."
I will say, when I was, because I was vegan for a year. And when I was vegan, it was a lot easier for me to, now I'm not vegan at all anymore, but when it was a lot easier to kind of have my son eating a little bit healthier. So you do a lot of like lentils and legumes and like whole food types of foods. Now, I mean, I'll still give it to him, but usually if I have chicken or ground beef or something, he'll eat that too. But, or fish, he loves fish. But it's really, I mean, I guess it is a little more challenging to find those consistently healthier things. Because sometimes time is slow. Time is slow. You have less time. Well, at least my time is so limited being a single dad and trying to do stuff.
Well, that's what they
said.
They said, like, the excuse for everyone is, well, eating healthier is more expensive. Well, they did a side-by-side comparison of McDonald's, and then they did, like, but obviously the other side is you're going to have to cook it. It's like chicken and... it was actually less than McDonald's, and people have this weird mentality. Well, like, eating healthier is more expensive, but that's actually so much not
cheaper
true.
To do. Tofu's cheaper, and tofu. There's a big myth that tofu is very unhealthy because soy for men, it's not. It's total nonsense. That's been debunked a long time ago. Soy is very, very healthy for men and women.
Oh, I don't know that part.
Yeah, no. Usually, the rationale, the thought process behind it is, soy, it raises estrogen levels for men. It gives them boobs, and it's just you have to do like 10 servings of soy to really have that stuff. You never heard that before?
No,
I've heard it before.
Yeah, it's not true. It's been debunked.
Oh wow!
So let's go over the concept of my 600-pound life. So the concept is this series was originally a 5-part miniseries involving 4 morbidly obese patients. Because of its popularity, new episodes were filmed, including a Where Are They Now? Retrospective in season 4 that follows up on previous patients to track their weight loss journey months or years after bariatric surgery. In season 1, patients were filmed over a period of 7 years, 2004 to 2011. Beginning with season 2, patients were filmed for only 1 year. Beginning with season 5, new episodes will be filmed as 2-hour episodes instead of 1 hour. This was previously done with Melissa's story split into 2 parts and Lupe's story. Recap episodes titled under Supersized and Extended, which include additional facts and footage respectively, also aired during the season. So I think that it's interesting that the first season, they filmed them for 7 years.
Yeah,
That's
filming for
crazy.
7 years.
Yeah,
So-
imagine.
So they've been keeping up with them from fat person
Yeah.
to what was their final weight after 7 years? I say.
Well,
Well,
this-
the other part about that is there's another TLC episode on piggybacking off of that, which is Skin Tight.
Even scarier.
what is that?
So what is that one?
Well, if you're 600 pounds and you suddenly go down to 100,
Oh,
where does
yeah.
all your
Surgery?
skin go?
Oh yeah, they also do super plastic surgery. Yeah.
I mean, it's like you should see it. There, it's
Have you seen it?
Yes, it's
they
horrifying.
like
Horrifying?
is it?
yeah.
that
What
one's
happened?
almost worse because you feel so bad for these people and they will unwrap like their
That's- yeah.
stomach and it's like like just
Super
hang
sad.
skin.
Yeah.
Well, their skin is like hanging from their arm.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen pictures of stuff
wild.
Like that,
Mm.
It's so crazy.
So several patients have died since appearing on the show. Henry Foots, who was featured in season 1, died of an illness unrelated to his weight loss surgery in 2013. Robert Bushell was featured in season 6 and died in November 2017 during filming of the show as a result of a heart attack while staying in a skilled nursing facility in Houston. Bushell's death was the first in the series to be featured during the patient's respective episode. Wow. James L.B. Bonner, who was also featured on the 6th season of the show, died on August 2nd, 2018 from a self-inflicted gunshot
Oh
wound.
my gosh.
Lisa
Damn.
Fleming,
I know.
a third 6th season participant, died on August 23rd. We don't know why. Sean Milliken, who was chronicled on the 4th season of the show, died on February 17th from an infection. And Kelly Mason, a participant on the show's 7th season, died on February 15th from a heart attack. Mason's death was the second in the series to be featured during the patient's respective episode. So she just died, February 15th, 2019.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy. With the infection from surgery?
I don't know that. They do not say, but they say, for instance, there's people, they started with 653 pounds and their ending weight after 7 years was 240 pounds. So they
Wow.
lost 413.
Wow.
That's
Their
That is
starting
crazy.
weight 675 pounds, ending weight 390. They lost 285. 715 pounds down to 275. They lost 440.
530 to 495 or 35 pounds. That's crazy. That's not very much at all.
No, after 12 months.
Oh, that's over. Oh, that's 12 months. That's not horribly bad if you're that heavy. Look at that one. 352 pounds.
My goodness, this is incredible.
When we watch it too, a lot of them have a lot of like mental.
There's someone with 800 pounds, and it's
That's what
only
I saw.
estimated
Oh,
because
jeez.
I don't think they can weigh them. They have to put them on a wheat scale or something like that. How does that
Now,
go?
that's got to be.
In a meat.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like they can't get up and stand on the
That's what I
scale.
say. I've
They're
seen this-
bedridden, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
At that point, because you've seen them, some people get like a not a dolly,
Yeah,
forklift,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
Okay, so this 26-year-old weighed 919 pounds. The ending weight was 548 pounds. Lost 450 pounds and died at age 29.
Well, I was shocked that they lived at 900 pounds.
I gotta
Yeah.
help the whole thing.
So who's feeding them and
That's-
continuing to cause this problem to grow?
Well, that's what's crazy about the show is everybody is sick. It's like an alcoholic. Like it's almost, you know how a whole family needs treatment? Like these people's whole family
Everybody's sick.
have
Yeah.
issues here.
That is unbelievable.
And a lot of people, like the married couples, the spouse is just as big. I mean, not
Yeah.
like that, but they're not
I
fit.
saw the one, he was thin, like nothing
Oh.
major. It was insane. So there's one that started with 735 pounds, and the ending weight after 12 months was 788 pounds. So he was dismissed from the program in month 11.
Wow.
They
Yeah,
kicked him out.
The thing is, a lot of these. I mean, it really is a sickness, right? So,
For sure.
I mean, when you're that heavy, think how critical we all are ourselves right now at the weight we're at.
Mhm.
I mean,
I don't know. My question always is, how do you let it get there? And then I wonder if it has to start in adolescence. Like, I don't think that, I don't know.
Totally has
Like,
to
I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all, but I feel the same way. It's like, how does it get to this point?
Yeah.
Like, how, and that there's so many. I swear to God, I thought my husband's friend was the only
Unique.
person. Like,
But
I
that's
didn't
why
know.
I'm telling you that Fed Up show almost ties in with this so much, because they said how crazy
Check
it
out.
is.
Netflix?
Yeah,
I'll check that out.
for sure. And they said it's crazy that the movement, like the gyms and stuff, went up, but then obesity went up at the same time, because people are confused because they think if you move more, you'll lose weight. And that's not the case. It's like what you're eating, and people are having a really hard time. Like, we're the most obese country.
I would imagine that if you get to that, you know, I'm going to say more for a woman than a guy. Let's say you get to the, whatever, 300 plus pound, right? I would imagine that's almost defeating to where you're kind of like, that the road is so, I'm making a guess that you'd, or I don't think a woman, anybody, 300-400 pounds, that in your mindset, the road is so long.
Yeah.
And then you're probably already depressed because you feel like shit about what you look like. And so.
And you can't feel good.
No.
Like, imagine like your leg weighs so much and just like walking.
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine.
So, you know, I work now. I mean, I've worked in medical center for 11 years, and I work with a lot of diabetic patients. And a lot of diabetic patients that become neuropathic, meaning their nerves die, so they can't feel anything.
No
they can't
way.
feel, yeah. And what ends up happening, a lot of diabetic patients, if they don't take care of their blood sugars, all their diet, essentially, it can cause their body to go neuropathic. Again, nerves dying, so they have no feeling. If they don't have any feeling, they can start developing wounds at the bottom of their foot. And
Does it have to amputate and all that?
yeah, so you can develop. So we do a lot of wound care and whatnot, trying to close these wounds up. And you'll see these wounds that a patient will come in, and I'll show you a picture in a second. But
Not her. She'll faint.
I'll show you pictures later. But these patients, the wounds come in, they smell horrendous. They smell so bad. But I mean, I've had this conversation with a number of my colleagues and a few physicians I've worked with, where I'm like, man, how does a patient get to? I mean, they're your size. They're tiny. But they're just. Their mind, it's crazy. I'm like, how do you let yourself get to where you have a wound that goes to your bone? And these patients don't pass out. But these patients, they're depressed. They don't think about it. They're used to living that way. They don't care. There's so many other things going on called comorbidities going on that they're just, and I mean, a lot of it's mentally just gone.
Well, I guess you don't look at them like an anorexia as a disease, just the opposite. So it's like they're just the heavier. Like, they can't stop eating. It's crazy. They just cannot stop.
And bad choices, I'm sure. I just didn't. I really, like I said, there's no disrespect for anyone. I just didn't even know that this is possible.
I mean, I freak out with 5 pounds, so I don't know how you get to that point. I really don't. Unless what Bernie is saying is you get to a certain point and then you like pass the point of no return, I guess.
It has to start when you're young, because like Mom said, how we were raised, now that I'm on my own, every time I eat, I think I have to have fruits, vegetables. Now I can have my ice cream. Like, I have to eat my meal first, then the healthy stuff, and I think that every day. And so if I was the opposite and I was raised, I can eat whatever I want, candy, cake, don't have to do anything active,
don't show her.
no fitness or anything,
Scroll that way.
then I would keep going until I became an adult. Then I'd become the parent, and then I'd just keep going continuously.
Right.
That's the whole thing. Then but then we do these things to help them get there.
My stomach hurts now.
I know.
Thank you.
But I mean, I've had this conversation where I'm asking like my physicians, like, how does someone get to that point? But it just literally, I turned it off now. You can look at me again.
That was terrible.
Straight
It's
up.
off.
It's one of those things where people, I mean, I can only imagine this has got to be way worse. I guess it's all bad, but I just, I guess you get to the point where I would imagine you just feel that defeated where that you just think it's too much time. It's going to take too long or you'll never get it off.
I guess. I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it's really, now that I've done this research, I want to watch all the episodes. It's very, very interesting.
I definitely want to check it out now.
Yeah.
So what I thought we'd do, I have where are they now and what happened to them, and it's very, very interesting, some of the stories, and we'll touch on a few, and then we'll do a part 2, because these people are so interesting to me. Like, some of them I am in awe over, because sometimes it's hard to lose 10 pounds. Like, it's super hard. And then to see the ones that are really doing it and that this is possible at a weight like this, I was just I was blown away by it. So
It should give hope to everyone out there. You
Right.
can lose it.
you can lose any. I mean, if these people can lose it, and there's
Well,
pictures
even your
to
friend.
show.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
even your
crazy.
friend.
Yeah, it's dramatic. It really is dramatic. But I mean, I remember like started this diet, whatever lifestyle thing, and it took me 5.5 months to lose 25 pounds. And when it was happening, I was like, oh shit, this is taking forever.
Right.
So I can imagine 200 and 300. Oh my
This is
gosh.
incredible.
They say that the first 100 are actually the easiest. If you
with
watch
people this big,
with
yeah.
people that big, they say
Really?
that when you're
Mhm.
that big, if you do what like these doctors tell you, you can lose that fast. It's the stuff that the norm, like 15, 20, those pounds are the hardest. They say like those last 5 to
Yeah.
10
It's
pounds.
when you go to meth. It's just Just kidding. I'm kidding, anybody.
The glass bowl.
The glass bowl. It totally works well.
Smoke
Start
meth.
losing your teeth and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be skinny.
It's 2 pounds off. Dissolve teeth.
Yeah. Plenty of reality shows feature dramatic transformations, but few chronicle the intense metamorphosis that are documented on the popular TLC program, My 600-Pound Life. Since its inception in 2012, dozens of men and women have had their lives changed thanks to the intervention of Dr. Now. Based in Houston, Texas, Dr. Now performs weight loss surgery on patients who oftentimes are desperate to improve their quality of life before it's too late. And while the journey is never easy for these people, it's worth it to be able to reclaim their lives and accomplish goals they had previously given up on. Some of these brave souls have gone on to become social media stars in addition to their reality television fame. That gives us additional access into their lives, allowing us to keep up on what happens even after their follow-up segments have aired. So without further ado, here's the skinny on some of the most popular stars from My 600-Pound Life. If you won't believe how amazing they look today.
Do they add counseling, like a therapist to
so.
the whole
I
deal?
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So Melissa Morris was the very first person featured in the show. These days, she's in a much different place. While an episode of My 600-Pound Life, where they now revealed that Morris' weight has fluctuated over the years, you can see on Instagram page that she's living her best life every day. If you're familiar with Morris's journey, you know that having children was something she desperately wanted. Despite her unlikely odds, a doctor once told her she only had a 2% chance of getting pregnant. Morris became a mom on May 1st, 2010. Today, she is a mom 3 times over, according to a post on her Instagram page. On top of her motherhood duties, which definitely keep her busy, Morris also speaks publicly about her journey. She's also been active in Weight Watchers for several years now. Additionally, she's been going to concerts, enjoying time at the beach, catching baseball games, and reading books. There's no slowing her down.
What did she start out at?
Wow.
Crazy.
She
Their
started out at
faces.
653 pounds.
Where's she at now? Oh, what was she there?
She lost 413 pounds at that time. So I don't know if she lost any more.
Yeah,
I
right.
know.
It's crazy how weight changes your face.
It is
Oh, man,
so
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Would you like?
Yeah, sure. Look at her legs.
Man.
Gino loves
That's
it.
amazing. What, Gino?
Season
understand.
2 of My 600-Pound
I
Life
don't either.
open with, how do you say her name? Solon Whitworth's story, which famously included her manipulative and unsupportive husband who prioritized his fetish over Whitworth's literal life and death. What?
What was the fetish?
I don't
What?
know. Her
Big chicks, I'm
Big
guessing.
chick or-
What?
Yeah.
Said
What?
big chicks, I'm guessing.
big chicks.
Yeah.
It says her literal life and death. Fortunately for her, the couple finally got a divorce, which she confirmed in a follow-up segment. They still share joint custody of their daughter, but the romance is long since over. In the segment, Whitworth also got candid about her emotional state. She admitted that she struggled with loneliness and depression, as well as her cravings for sweets following the divorce. I crave that too. In spite of those challenges, however, she decided that
Sweets
she...
or divorce?
I'm not married. So.
Oh, crave the sweets. Divorce
Yeah.
is one enough for me.
However, she decided she wants to press forward and finally get skin removal surgery. She also expressed a desire to be more active and start dating. Certainly worthy ambitions. And it paid off. From the looks of it, Whitworth found someone special. Check out this adorable photo she posted on Facebook of her making goo-goo eyes at a new man. Good for you, girl. Additionally, you can see just how much her daughter Hannah has grown up to her mama's mini-me in this photo. Looks like everything's going swimmingly for Whitworth now. Those legs, how do you even...
She lost 248 pounds and started at 596 pounds.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Who was the what was that redneck big girl that lost a bunch of weight? The dancing Honey Boo Boo's mom.
Oh God, she's on meth.
I saw that. I was going to say
she's on drugs.
Legitimately, don't do her diet plan, people. Don't do it.
No, she just got arrested or something. Like Honey Boo Boo.
She
Yeah,
lost like a ton of weight, didn't she?
She did. She got a whole like makeover. They came in, did her teeth, like everything, and she's on crack.
You could not make her pretty.
No.
At all.
So look at this one. That's incredible.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. What did she start? Okay, I'll let you.
It doesn't make any sense to me. It says she started at 533 pounds and lost 160, but that looks like way more. Like she looks skinny.
She looks lean.
Yeah.
What's her
I don't know
name?
if that's not Paula Jones. I don't know if that's not updated or if there's a second Paula Jones.
Probably just when the show ended for her time on the show when they followed her.
But this information is from 6/4/2019, so I don't know if they got that wrong because that's for sure she has lost way more than they're saying. You want to read her story?
They don't really say much about her story, just that she lost that much weight. She keeps herself accountable, admitting she has to stick to her diet and work out regularly. She faced some health issues like kidney stones, and that hasn't stopped her from staying on the course of her weight loss journey. That's
Paula
a pretty
Jones?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her picture is pretty crazy.
That is unbelievable.
Kidney stones are not fun.
No.
I've heard that's like worse than childbirth.
My first summer in college, I ate a lot of ramen. Ended up getting a kidney stone.
Shut up.
From ramen?
Because it was so salty.
No way.
What?
It was awful.
260 pounds now.
She's 260 pounds. She looks even
that
less.
That picture looks so... That's
why I'm saying the angle. Sometimes the camera guys hold that camera up and you look skinnier. I'm serious.
Trick to the trade.
There is Amber Rajdi. I don't know how to say her name correctly, so if I messed it up, please look at her, guys.
Oh, she's cute.
She is so cute. She started out with 657 pounds and her ending weight was 390 and she lost 267 pounds. She looks way thinner.
She's an emerging Instagram famous person. She shows off her makeup skills and her super cute hairstyles and her outfits.
Do you think they stop once they get to like 200 plus pounds, or do you think they continue on?
She looks like a Marilyn Monroe type.
She does.
No, much better.
Much better.
Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Look at her now and look at her. She's as big as her thigh is.
Uh-huh. Oh, I didn't even realize
Show
that.
the camera.
Like her knees. You gonna go on a date with her?
Yeah.
This one.
Lots of love. So she started out at, what did she start out at?
657 pounds.
And what'd she end up?
They say 390, but she looks way less than that in that picture, doesn't she?
I'm totally looking her up.
She's very cute. I mean, she looks like she could be like a plus size model or something.
Right.
Isn't it crazy? Like being on a show like this has changed some of their lives, like for the better. Like they say that she's like an Instagram famous person now.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
And she probably started off like not even close to that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for her.
Wow.
Nice.
I love that.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
She definitely weighs less than 300 pounds.
Yeah, 390.
So she lost 400 pounds.
Oh, wow.
That is
crazy.
Unbelievable. So these are all the people that are featured in the show. So you get like addicted to it because it's crazy to see it. It's unbelievable.
When you kind of are rooting for them because you're like, God, come on. And then when they make mistakes, they get like such an attitude with that doctor sometimes. Like they're so mad at him and they're hungry. Like they say they're hungry, but they're like,
I'm hungry.
yeah, they're like so mad, or like the weight doesn't go down or up, and it's just crazy to watch. You're like, oh God, come on. And what they eat when they're eating, it's like,
So like, what are some of the stuff you see? Because I'm gonna watch the show. But
all fast food, a lot of fast food,
no kidding.
tons of fast food. And I had never watched it before, but I know it's an old one. But that Super Size Me show where he eats McDonald's
I
for so
saw
many days.
that. Have y'all seen that?
Mm-mm.
What's
That-
the guy's name?
I forgot, but it's so
Oh.
crazy because he starts getting sick, and it's like people, what, like, to go eat fast food and somebody is getting sick after like literally their body is rejecting it
It was
now.
a crazy thing. So for a month he did McDonald's
Every day, every
for
meal.
a month. So he'd have
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
breakfast,
Yes.
nothing but McDonald's.
Did it
for
to
a
show
month.
people.
And he suffered from. So it was really interesting. It's Super Size Me, it was called. It was such a cool. I mean, horrible to go through it, but he showed depression. He suffered from like erectile dysfunction. Like
His
suffered.
brain. They had to take it. They told him, they're like, you've got to stop this experiment, because he gained a lot of weight, but was getting depressed.
Do you ever eat McDonald's, Gino?
I have not in years. Like
I haven't either.
I don't have fast food at all.
I
ever.
can't
either.
remember the last time I had McDonald's. I think I've seen so much nonsense shit on there. It's nasty. If I'm gonna do fast food, like a Burger Wise, it's a Whataburger.
I tried
I've
their
never been
challenge.
there.
Never either. What?
So
What?
I hadn't had fast food since probably like junior high school, early. And then I think my junior year of college, I tried the Matt Stoney Big Mac challenge, which was 4 Big Macs, 4 large vanilla shakes, and 4 large fries.
How long did you throw up for? How long did you
And
shit and throw up for?
I was starving because I was like, I can do this, no problem. And I ate the first Big Mac, and I was like, okay, this isn't bad. But by the time I even got to the second one, being absolutely starving, which my mom and sister know how much I can eat, I couldn't even eat anymore. I like felt grossed out after one, and I was actually like salivating. I was so nauseous, and I actually sat next to my toilet after one.
4
just-
was the challenge. 4 Big Macs,
4.
4 shakes, and what else?
And 4 large fries.
Oh my God,
So
I would
I'll give
die.
McDonald's their fries. They're pretty.
Their
damn
fries are
good.
pretty
It's
good. I remember
but-
that.
They're hot.
Yeah, but and then I would, if I were to do McDonald's, I would do the chicken nuggets. But I mean, I don't even know the last time I
Yeah,
had
but
it.
then did you see that pink paste
The
that
pink
I was
pus,
like, oh my God,
Yeah.
nasty.
It's all nasty.
How
but-
about you, Spider? Do you eat it?
I had McDonald's this morning, but
You know, I
that's the
used to
first
like-
time this year, I think.
I used to love, what was that? It's a McGriddle.
Yeah, that's what I have this. That's the only thing
They're
I'll get
so
there.
horribly good for you. I mean, horribly bad for you. They're so good though.
I thought you were
Messy.
kidding.
No, they're nasty. They're so good though. It's
What
like
is
a,
it?
so it's like the bun is made of like a pancake, and there's little pellets of syrup in there. It's
What?
Pellets of
I've
syrup.
never
yeah.
had
So
that
you take a
before.
bite in
Sounds
there.
super healthy.
It's so not healthy, but it's. So, I mean, I haven't had it in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
But I remember it still impacts me. I still
What's it
get
called?
emotional about it.
McGriddle?
McGriddle.
McGriddle.
Yeah.
Never had it before in my
Yeah,
life.
that's the
either.
only thing that I'll get there.
Right.
And
And then
maybe-
it's like a
maybe like-
pancake. The
yeah.
bread is
And
pancake.
it's like
little-
every 6
oh,
months I'll go and I'll get
man.
one of those.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while. I haven't eaten fast food in a very, 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 very long time. But on the show though, that's what they're eating. I mean, they're eating everything that you know is bad. But like Gino said, or like it comes from, I think, what they learned younger. It has to.
Well, I mean, I remember Marcella, like when she was in high school, she came from all I taught her, and then a friend would take her to school with her, and then that friend was used to always going to, I don't even know, some fast food on the way to
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. And I was like, what do you mean? You can't go to fast food for
Chick-fil-A is
breakfast.
So Jesus lives there. It's so good. Oh, their waffle fries.
Oh, I hate all of it.
I don't like
I-
Chick-fil-A.
I don't.
I do
hate
like
it.
Chick-fil-A, but I haven't eaten that either.
I
in a very
haven't had that
time.
long time, but man, Chick-fil-A, they do something to their fries, and it's so good. But that's the thing, Chick-fil-A. There's always a line. Like like McDonald's always has a line too. But
Everywhere.
the
I mean,
Chick-fil-
all
yeah.
the fast food, like I guess because it's faster, but I feel like today though, I do feel like there are other options for faster, like Jimmy John's, Subway. I mean, you can make
Chipotle?
Chipotle, but you can make healthier fast choices. So I feel like I'm still shocked when I see drive-through like lines for wraps.
But if you think about it also, like if you were to go to Chick-fil-A is not cheap, but McDonald's is dirt cheap. Taco Bell, that stuff is so cheap. It's like less than $1 or $1 for a bean burrito.
Marcella just shivered.
but the point is it's easy, it's quick, and I mean,
cheap.
It's super cheap. So if you're on a budget, and I mean, that's why it's so easy to do. But man, it's so bad for you.
So bad. But I know that I don't have children and I don't have that stuff. But I mean, if you're in a desperate need for like time or something, like meal prep on Sunday or like for your whole family, wouldn't that be cheaper?
It's so much cheaper, but it's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not
Like
easy
I meal
at
prep
all.
for myself, and and I do stuff. Some of my son usually eats what I eat, but
Yeah.
there's those times where it's just a long day. You've had your food. I take my food 100% of the time with me everywhere.
I get confused though sometimes because I'm used to cooking from scratch. Like we cook everything from scratch. Nothing is box food.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I get busy and I don't always cook. But when I don't cook, then I still think, okay, what's healthy now? Okay, a soft-boiled egg with green pepper or a apple with peanut butter. Like, I think that way. I'm like,
but
it's quick.
Yeah, but here's the thing also. So in defense of you, and then also to kind of go against you, like you're used to it. So like if you're not used to food prepping, like when I hired the nutritionist to do my thing for me, I'd food prep here and there, but like I have to really make it a point to set time apart to make my food.
See, I don't food prep. I couldn't
just
do
saying-
that.
But
I'm
that's just your lifestyle though.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so it's
like
different.
instead of driving through McDonald's, I can go home and it takes exactly 5 minutes to boil a soft-boiled egg.
Yeah.
And you can make a piece of toast and you give them fruit and vegetables. That takes me as long as it would take me being in that line.
Yeah.
But I think you're like he's saying that's your lifestyle. It's
You're
been
so
our
used to it.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
like with you as our mom. But I think majority of people don't do that. You have to watch these shows because it answers all these questions for you of how these people live.
Right.
So you watch it and you're like, oh my God.
Let me not do that.
Yeah, let me not do that. Exactly.
So this will be a 2-part show because I want to catch up with some other 600-pound people that have successfully lost weight and are living an amazing life, which I'm so proud of them. I don't know them, but it's amazing. Right now, we want to call Miss Polly and ask her a question.
So crazy.
That is crazy.
All right, she's gonna be louder this time.
Oh yeah.
I can already tell.
Look at her wrist.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Polly.
Miss Polly.
Hey, Miss
That's
Polly.
me.
I have a question for you after our jingle.
This is Penis and Pussy Talk.
With Miss Polly.
You'll get used to it.
That's all you said.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Miss Polly, I was wondering, what is your most interesting, fascinating, and weird case you have ever come across?
Wow.
That's a pretty general question.
I'm interested. In that.
It kind of sort of is. Because I come across so many different people, like, especially in the last year that I've been working in a very large adult novelty store. But I have one of the most prominent proctologists in Amarillo actually sends his patients to us.
What is that? What's a proctologist?
Butt doctor.
So for
what?
men men that have issues with their prostate.
Oh, there's
You
a
know,
special doctor
yeah.
for that? Okay.
Oh, yes, they do. They have special doctors that stick their fingers up men's bum.
All right. I learned something new right now. I
Every
thought it was
show
a general
something
doctor. Just, I didn't know.
Don't you know you're going to learn something new with
Every
me
time.
every single time?
Every time.
Every
buttologist is what it is.
But yes. But actually, no pun intended. Well, okay, yeah, it was. So a lot of men don't realize how important that piece of it is in terms of their prostate health. And so it's really interesting and weird when you get men who are extremely, because this is the Bible Belt. this is the buckle of the Bible Belt, okay? We're talking so much so that men just have a hard time communicating what they need. And they will look everywhere but where they're supposed to go until you, like, really ask them. And you have to, like, I have to be that one that really kind of breaks that barrier and looks at this in a very clinical fashion, which I think helps a lot of our customers, because if you approach it in a very factual manner and you don't make them feel embarrassed, a lot of times they will actually open up more. So this particular gentleman was probably in his 60s, late 50s, early 60s maybe, and I've never seen a person blush or stammer so badly. And he was over by the strap-ons because he really had no clue what he was looking for.
So what was he looking for?
He was looking for a prostate massager so that he could stimulate his prostate, because basically what happens is they don't, believe it or not, masturbation does need to occur even later in life to get rid of all the semen that can cause your prostate to swell.
Do people stop doing that as they get older?
They can, if they don't realize that they can have an orgasm without an erection. So a lot of these men have ED issues as well.
Wait, what?
You can have an orgasm without an erection. Yes.
How?
I
I'm gonna have to figure that one out.
Mind blown.
Yeah, everybody's mind is blown in here. How about what?
That's wild. I learn something new every time.
That's kind of,
They're going to try it later.
that's really kind of the weirdest thing I've had happen is, learning that, because that is one of the things that I've recently just learned myself, because I was like, that can happen. But because I have to be able to answer all of these questions that these people ask me, I have to do some homework,
Yeah, that's why you're teaching us.
You can see Gino's face right now in this conversation.
So everyone, go watch our YouTube channel and watch Gino's face right now.
He's having so much fun.
It really is, though, amazing how, I think as I've gotten older, I'm way more comfortable with my sexuality and way more comfortable in talking about stuff. And it does blow me away how, I don't know if prude's the right word, but how much harder it is for guys, more guys than girls, to talk about stuff like that.
Yes.
They're
So
uncomfortable.
was the
Yeah, they're really
answer
uncomfortable.
to the question the soft
Yes.
explosion?
So are they massaging the prostate and masturbating? So the prostate helps them with the soft.
You never had a finger in your butt?
I've not.
I
have not.
Apparently not.
Ask for it sometime.
Yeah, but
No,
She
absolutely.
goes, apparently
But
not.
I'm talking about I'm talking about with a soft erection. I don't know if you can call it a soft erection, but
you're having an orgasm. You're talking about having an orgasm without an erection.
yeah.
And a lot of it happens through vibration and stimulation of the prostate in that respect.
Wow, that's interesting. Did not know this.
I can't-
All right,
Gino is dying.
Gino, what do you think right now?
I don't
He's
even
like,
know
I don't think.
how this.
Like I'm trying
I don't know.
everything.
Yeah, I don't know how this occurs.
It's really kind of weird because I feel like I'm missing out on all the good pieces because I can't see you guys. I'm
I
like,
know.
what's going on?
We have a goal for that you can see us and we can see you.
Oh, that would
that
actually be
that
really
will be
cool.
a goal.
Aw.
That you'll be on our TV screen and can
that would
see
be
us.
nice.
We're working on it, right, Spider?
Yep.
Goals,
Sure.
goals.
Yep.
Skype or
Oh.
Zoom in or something.
So,
like that.
but it's also, okay, so it went from weirdest thing, story, whatever, to now, sexual health and learning that, I have to be on my toes. And that's like sometimes that was the weirdest conversation for me because I wasn't expecting doctors to send their patients to us. And us, and literally the doctor telling them, just ask the girls over at Fantasy because they know what they're doing. And we are a sexual health resource.
You don't even need an erection over there.
But does that make you feel better? So when the conversation was done, do you feel like he left feeling better about his situation? I'm just curious.
Absolutely. He was very, halfway through the conversation when we were discussing, I said, so these are the different types of prostate stimulators we have, because some are stimulators and some are vibrators, some vibrate, some move, have like a wave-like motion. Some stimulate not just the prostate internally, but some also stimulate the prostate externally, like along the perineum. No. So there's, approaching it in a very factual, utilizing medical terminology helped put him at ease, because he was like, oh, okay, she's not going to make this weird for me.
Totally not weird.
Because she knows what she's talking about.
Do you ever have to explain them? Is there anyone who ever asked for you to show? I'm curious now. I mean, because I'm sure
some
you get
dirty
all
old man.
Yeah. Some dirty ass old guy.
I think you guys are strict about that. Right?
I seriously I had to ask the gentleman to leave and to tone down his conversation and his voice, because he was literally, because I guess one of the other girls who was rather new had asked the gentleman if she could help him, and not even 2 minutes into the conversation with him, and she comes and grabs me and says, I need you to talk to this guy.
I can't handle it.
Because you're the expert. And I'm like, I'm the expert? Okay, whatever.
Yes, you are the expert.
So I'm like, apparently so. I'm the expert when it comes to difficult and very loud people, too, apparently. So he tells me, I said, so what is it that I can help you with? He goes, I need something that can mimic a blowjob. I like to get my dick sucked, and my girlfriend doesn't do it for me. And I'm like, oh, my God, there's this 65, 70-year-old man screaming at the top of his lungs, because I guess he's deaf, too, about getting his junk sucked.
Wow.
So and
there are customers in the store.
What did you do?
I was going to say, what do you do at that point when he's like, hey, does my dick sucked?
At that point, I said, sir, I can help you with your problem. And
all right, so you can suck my dick. What's he say at that point?
However, you need to bring your volume down, because we all don't need to know your personal preferences. I said, if you're looking for a masturbator, I can show you one that will do what you want it to do. However, we need to tone down the language, and we need to tone down the volume. Otherwise, I can't help you.
Wow.
I think there's a misconception that because you're in a sex store, you can act crazy. But I think it's
leave it up to Miss
really
Polly.
is.
She will put people in their place, teach them manners and everything else.
That's crazy.
I know that for a fact.
Polly don't play.
No, Polly don't play for sure.
That's unbelievable. Wow.
So
unless you pay me.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think we're going to a question of the day.
So
Perfect.
That wasn't the question.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
Today's question of the day is: having a good relationship with your partner's family important?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Absolutely. That's someone that I dated, and after we broke up, my mom, your parents are going to support you for the most part as much as they can, as you'll let them. But when I was asking my mom about it, I was like, hey, what do you think of this person? My mom didn't like, and my mom's super important to me. I talk to her mom probably 3-4 times a day, every day. And she said, one thing she didn't like about this person is that she never tried to reach out to her. She never tried to connect with her when we started dating seriously. And so for me, if someone that I'm dating seriously can't, or that I really like, can't connect or won't connect with family, that's like a immediate strike 3. So
huge red flag.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely important.
I
I've
think
had it where they hate who I'm with. So I know.
I can't imagine somebody not connecting with y'all's family. Only from the time I've gotten to know y'all seem to be so open to everybody. Like, so
It's usually just my ex-boyfriends.
Go ahead, Gino.
My ex's family hated my guts.
Why?
Yeah, they did.
We don't know.
They hated me. They hated my family.
Really?
Yeah.
I never met him, so I have no idea why.
In what 4.5 years,
The person
I
that I'm
met the
thinking of that-
mom
Really?
twice. I never met the brothers or the dad ever.
I
I
just have a
invited
hard
them-
time thinking someone would love you guys just because y'all are so inviting and I don't know.
They would straight ignore me if I had dinner with them.
I never met them at all. So I
Really?
Neither did
That's
I.
unbelievable. I'm surprised to hear that.
I invited them to every single holiday event that was. And
it's just
always.
crazy that people don't like you. They don't even know.
No, for sure.
How
So
do you-
how did that last? I'm curious because I know you guys were very inviting to that person. I knew that for a fact.
Very.
And I'm being, there's no rhyme or reason to the question. I'm just curious, like, how did you make that work considering, like, how
Well,
close
I
you are to
always
them?
I thought that it didn't matter. Like, okay, I'm just going to be with this person for them, not their family. But ultimately, in the end, that didn't work. The family took over that situation. So
I think if you're dating someone casually, I don't think it really matters. If
Yeah.
it's someone that you're not dating seriously, whatnot, I don't think it matters at all. But, I would say at my age,
If
like,
that
that stuff's
person's
important.
important,
Yeah.
yeah, if that person is important to you,
Right.
it's important that you connect with their family and that your family likes them and that they like you too. Because I mean, it's gonna create more conflict down the line.
I think that's the problem. is
I
it
also
ends up
think
not
it's
being-
important when you think about, like, once there are children involved, then it becomes super important because then your children are going to be a huge part of that family too. And if there's like not a good relationship, it's difficult, I think.
If you have kids with that person, you cannot do anything when y'all's child is with them.
right?
I mean, like you
can't do nothing. Nope.
Nothing at all.
It has to be so
It's very difficult.
stressful.
I'm very fortunate. My son's mom and I get along really, really, really well. I know her mom's a great grandmother and all that, but man, I couldn't imagine
If that wasn't that way.
that would be horrible.
I'm
Out of
very
control
fortunate to be
feeling.
single again.
What's that?
Very fortunate to be single
For
again.
sure.
And I'll give your family as much energy as you do, because it doesn't matter to me what my family thinks about whoever I'm with or what whoever I'm with thinks about my family. But I understand it's important to some people, so I'll give whatever energy you do. I'll put that same amount into it.
I think it depends on, like, I mean, some people might have crazy fucked up families. They're like, take me away from my family, because there's that situation too where people don't have great families, so they probably don't care what they think either.
Man, that would have to be a really. If
Messed
someone
up
had a
situation.
really bad relationship with their family, I mean, they'd have to really be a unique person that I really felt like I could see that they're really trying to be different and really making a point to be, because we're all, for the most part, and unless you really, we're products of our own environment. We're talking about these fat kids and all these
Yeah.
kids.
Fat kid.
I mean, sorry to be these kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all product of their environment up until they, die of being overweight, or we see so many basket case people and friends of ours. But yeah, that, I mean, I think it also for me, it comes with my age. I realize how important that is. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times people don't change.
They don't. And like for my situation, it was interesting because I had a very complicated childhood, you can say, and not the best. I mean, I'm not saying it's the worst, but I had a lot of issues. And then I moved here, so I have no family, basically. They're all overseas. And then Patrick left at 18, and he moved here.
From where?
From Ohio. And so his
Austria,
family,
Ohio.
yeah, and it's kind of like we
So
really
weird.
didn't have anything like that. Like, I mean, there's obviously issues, but nothing. I mean, we just created our own family. That's what we
See,
did.
but that's such a great, unique situation, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not the norm. I know
It's
you know
not the
that.
norm
You
at
guys
all,
I've always
and-
told you that you're the exception to everything.
right. Right. And I kind of, I mean, I always was like, well, I have no family here, and he didn't really either. So we created our own, and our friends become our family. Yeah. So it's kind of like a big, happy family. And when we love someone, we invite them in. Yeah. They become family. Miss Polly is our family. She knows. We've been.
Exactly.
I mean, she has been part of our life for a long time, and she's always family to me when I think of Miss Polly. Now you're family too. And Spider is our family. Like, that's just how it is. And
it's a nice family.
It is. It is.
And we try to invite everyone when there's any parties or whatever. That's just how we do things. So I never really have to deal with that whole thing. Made my own.
That's good. Well, I mean, also look how close you guys are. Mm-hmm. You know, based on what you and Patrick put together. That's good.
Yeah,
because that doesn't exist a lot of times today.
I feel like the drunk uncle of the family.
Every family needs a drunk uncle.
You are the best drunk uncle. That's hilarious. Well,
I don't know what I am.
I don't know what I am either. What would I be?
We just said that you're the adopted
That's right.
Puerto Rican son.
Everybody needs an adopted.
We've never had a Puerto Rican son.
What's Miss Polly?
Oh, Miss Polly is like
a gangster.
Yeah. She's like,
wait, what is?
She's like that crazy aunt.
Yeah, like
that everybody's like,
fairy.
oh my Lanta.
The sugar plum fairy.
No, not that one. What's the one? The lady who has all the kids hiding under her dress.
What?
Wait, what?
Oh,
that's a different episode.
The Nutcracker.
Yes.
From the Nutcracker.
Your dad was that.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
The buffoon. The big buffoon thing. The skirt.
It's worse and worse. Worse and worse.
What's her? Mother Ginger.
Oh, because you're everybody's mom.
That's true. That's true. I don't have any kids of my own, so I just adopted everybody
I feel like you're like Mother Ginger. Like
that's so cute. That's awesome. Hey, on that note, we're going to end this show. Everyone, thank you for listening.